You could rehydrate.
4 banana bags to the face, you're fine the next day.
Reinflate. You would see guys weigh in, and the only guy who freaked me out was Yoel. Yoel Romero would look so big at 185. You're like, how is that 185? How is it even possible? He looks like a heavyweight.
I've known Joel since he got to America, and I was a fan of him before. I remember watching him compete in the Olympics, and obviously he's Cuban, so my whole family, everybody, we're always cheering for this dude. And this dude was like just fucking Roy Jones Jr. type cloth, you know?
And he didn't even start in the UFC till he was 36.
And he doesn't lift weights, and he looks like
he doesn't lift weights.
Maybe he's lifting weights now, but when we were training constantly together, it was just push-ups, pull-ups, squat jumps. He'd do a lot of body workouts, and he looks like he's a fucking pro bodybuilder.
He's the freakiest of the freaks in terms of like athletic freaks, just extraordinary athletic freaks.
And dense. Out of everybody that I've trained with, I've never felt someone denser. I remember he had just started, and you know, so we'd always trade techniques. He's showing me what he would do in wrestling in certain positions, and I'm showing him like in striking. And I'm talking about
here's
like,
him warming up.
Crazy flexible,
crazy athletic. But you know, I had him on the podcast, and Joey Diaz translated. It was amazing. It was amazing. But he was talking about the Cuban program. He goes, "They turn you into a machine. They turn you into a machine." He goes, you can eat.
That's what he those were his workouts back then. Yeah. Literally, he'd do like 50 of those, then take a break, and then he'd do another 50 of those, and that was his weightlifting.
It's extraordinary because, you know, the guy, I mean, because he didn't want to gas out, rarely used his wrestling, and he's one of the best wrestlers ever. I mean, he was an extraordinary wrestler, but his flying knee knockout of Chris Weidman is also one of the greatest of all time.
His debut UFC, he gets a flying knockout. He's with me and my trainer, Paulino Hernandez. And I've landed the knee a couple times in Japan and hurt guys and gotten some good success off it. So we had team fights. He's like, hey, man, I want to learn the flying knee. You know, so we showed it to him, like, I'm not lying, 2 weeks and like 5 days before his fight. We showed him a quick little setup for it. You know, you go forward, you go back. You go forward and you go back, and when he goes back, if he comes forward, you jump with it. And fucking his first UFC fight does it. He literally, I saw it with my own eyes. He learned this technique 2 fucking weeks before. That's when I knew, bro, this not only is, because there's guys that are athletically gifted. Yeah. This guy's also fucking brilliant.
He's also like, he would move so slowly and casual, and then boom, there it is. Show the one with Chris Weidman, because Chris Weidman is even more impressive. And there he is when he was on the podcast. He was like 220 pounds when he came in to do the podcast.
His traps look like fucking buildings, bro.
He's a fucking house. Here's the Weidman fight. It was a good fight.
It was a great fight.
Boom.
And then fucking the cat likeness, how he landed and everything. Oh, my God.
He was extraordinary. I mean, he's just a freak. Do you know when they brought him to Australia? I've told this story before. Forgive me if you've heard this, folks. They brought him to Australia, and he had a fractured orbital, and they brought him to the doctor. So he gets examined, and then the doctor calls the UFC, goes, where did you get this guy? And they go, what do you mean? And they go, he's a fucking specimen. And he goes, oh, yeah, he's amazing, right? And they go, no, you don't understand. He goes, I've been a doctor for 50 years. I've never seen someone like him. He said the tendons in his eyes are 3 times larger than a normal person's. He said the orbital fracture, it's already healing. Like, he's just a athletic freak, the rarest of the rare.
I used to kick this guy in like in the leg or the fucking form, and everybody that he's fought always says it, you know. And you saw his performance with Izzy. I think he hit Izzy in the first round. Izzy kept like touching it because he truly is the most dense guy I've ever worked out with. And
that's what Luke Rockhold said. He was like, he was made out of metal.
Bro, it's not a fucking lie, bro. And it's crazy because he didn't lift weights, push-ups, pull-ups, those jumping shit, but he would be very disciplined with it, you know, like no matter what he did, boom, every day he had like his little set of doing things to keep himself in shape. And remember, he got, like you said, he got into UFC at what, 36, 37?
36.
If he comes over from Cuba after winning his first world championship, was at 19 years old, is the first one that he won it, and you know, then he sold matches and did what he had to do to get money. If he comes in at like 19 over here, he's like numerous time champion and at different weights, bro.
100%.
And the ability to learn for that guy too was unparalleled, bro.
Yeah, no, it's like there's levels to athleticism, and he's
he's a mean guy too.
Oh yeah, nice guy too.
No, super nice guy. But when anything related with competition, you're talking about a pissing contest or a spitting contest, he's trying to fucking outdo you.
Well, think about where he came up from. I mean, what made him is that Cuban program.
Yeah,
they turn you into a machine.
Yeah, and that's all you got over there. It's either that or be like everybody else, broke and misery. You know.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's how they make people the way they are. I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. But man, that dude, I would have loved to see him when he was younger. I mean, it's really kind of incredible that you get him essentially at your age, just making his debut. It's wild.
And
wild.
You could see from fight to fight just how much he's evolving. You know, he's like, this wrestling stuff is cool, but I need to knock people the fuck out.
And he still looks fucking great. He's fighting in Bellator now, right? He still looks fucking great.
At 205.
It's incredible. Yeah. I mean, what an extraordinary human being. Just so unusual. And the style that he had, just like so loose and relaxed. Boom! And then out of nowhere.
and his wrestling too, defensively, offensive, is just beautiful. Like in that same Chris Weidman fight, you can see his intelligence. It's before that knee, he goes for a takedown, Weidman stuffs it. And the way that Weidman stuffs it, he knows if he does it again, I'm gonna fucking take him right down. And he shoots the same takedown, Weidman stuffs it the same way, and boom, right in his fucking back, just like a fucking thing of beauty, man.
Levels. It's that Olympic level wrestling. That's